Right, so when I'd let you, I'm just about to glue the two halves of the body with the wheel and the sprocket assembly with chain in between the two halves of the body, and that's in now. It's glued together really well, not bad at all. So with that being said, it's time to start step 3. So you got this guard, you got this piece with the foot pedals, you've got a fuel cap and the actual rider seat. So that's what I've put on. So there's your guard. There's the bit underneath with the foot pedals. There's your filler cap there, and your seat. So all those are glued in now. You can have an option where you can have the kickstand down or the kickstand up. I've decided to go with kickstand down for now. Right, so the next step, step 4, is putting the front wheel assembly on. That's the first part of step 4. So you've got the actual front wheel prongs, you've got the mud guard, and you've got the front wheel itself. On the prongs, it tells me I've got to pull them out slightly to get the 2 tabs into those 2 holes there, and there's one on the other side as well, so I'm going to have to be careful I don't snap those when I come to do it. So I've painted those on the sprue. You already know about the front wheel. So there's the mud guard all painted inside and out. There's the prongs there. So I've just gone silver, anthracite for the rubber collars, and then silver on the top. So there's the things at the bottom of the prongs that I've got to go in the wheels that I've got to bend out slightly. So with that being said, let's get cracking on with step 4. Right, the bike is really starting to take shape now. So I've now put the front bars on, steering bars, and the mud flap. Quite easy to put on actually. I stretched those, luckily I didn't break it, to put them into the 2 holes. Let that dry overnight, and then just with mounting that onto there, you got a little tiny little circular tab, one on the top and one on the bottom, and you have to maneuver it at an angle so it locks. The one notch locks in there, the circular notch, and the other circular notch knocks in there, and you don't even need to glue it, it's free moving. Once that was done, I then got the mud guard and glued it in. You've got to twist it slightly so the shape of it's like that as you put it between the bars, and then you turn it, and then there's 2 little notches there. The back one is the one that goes onto that square notch there. So that's what I've got, and I've glued that on the underneath. I had to use super glue to glue the mud guard on the underneath, but that twists free moving. Like I said, it's the 2 little notches, one there, into that little tube thing, and it turns perfectly fine. And it stands up as well. There you go. It stands up. Just take this off there. See, it stands up on its stand like that. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So now the next step is to glue all these pieces on. So you got the handlebars, you got like the front, I can't remember what that's bloody called, and then you got the guard there, windshield, front windshield as it were, and then the guard. So that's what I'm going to be doing next, because I've painted all those on the sprue. So where is it? Handlebars, windshield with the window with the lamp. I've put a little bit of clear visi-pack in there because it doesn't come with it, and then you got the front bar as well. So that's what I've got to put on next, all those onto there. Right, let's turn the flash up. Work is continuing on the bike, and not long to go now. I've got a couple of bits I've got to put on the back here. So all the handlebars and the windshield and the bull bar as it wears on. So that's all of that. Now the next part is going to be the mountings for the backpacks and the fuel cans and the ammo boxes. I've still got to do those. But the next part is going to be this frame and the back piece with the lights and the number plate on it. I'm going to make a custom number plate, because the ones you get in the kit are Japanese, the Japanese number plates. I'm thinking about doing a Raccoon City one. So that's all painted up on the sprue. There it is, all painted. I've still got to do the clear orange and clear red, so I've still got to do that. That's ready to be mounted. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting Alice together. So on the back of the box, it tells you what parts go where. There's no numbers on the actual sprue itself. No numbers at all, unlike the Tamiya motorbike part of it. So you get your sprue there, and it tells you all the numbers and what goes where. So where I've cut out here, that section's all Alice, and this section's two parts of her coat where it drapes down the side. So that's that. So I'm going to put Alice together now and then hopefully get her on the bike. So let's see what happens. Right, I've now put all the figures together. I'll start with my Alice figure. So if you remember from the previous video, she was all in pieces: legs, arms, head, torso, and the cloak part of her coat. Well, she's all put together now. So what I did is I just used super glue to get the initial bind, let that cure overnight, and then I just topped it up with a Tamiya extra thin, let it get in with the gaps and stuff, and then I've just done a bit of filler work where the gaps are a bit too big. But yeah, the detail on her is really, really good. I mean, I don't know if you can make out the face. I've got a new phone, by the way. Well, it's not a new phone. It's my son's old Motorola Moto 8. And it's slightly newer than mine. He's just bought himself a Google Pixel. So I've got rid of my G7 Play, and this camera is slightly better. So you can see the detail on her face. She's got the pistol in her hand, which is going to be silver, because I was watching some clips of Extinction yesterday. You've got the two cloak parts, the cloak parts of her jacket at the back. Now, when it comes to doing the figures, the first thing you want to do is put the two halves of the legs together first. On Alice, you put the two halves of the legs together first. Then you put the one bit of the cloak on, because it goes on the part of the torso. It goes right round the outer edge of the torso. So you put the one cloak on first, then you put the other cloak on, and then you move her legs into place, because if you put the legs on first, once you've glued them together, there's a big massive gap, and I didn't know where to put what. So I did the cloak part of the bottom of her coat first. Once that's done, you can put the arms and the head on, but what you want to do is when you put this arm on, put her on the bike, because it's a shame her arm is slightly more bent, because on the bike I've had to, if you look on the box, her arm's straight and the handlebars are straight, but on the bike you've got to lean the bike, the front edge, the front wheel and the handlebars all the way to the one side, to the left, to get her arm just to touch the handlebars, her hand to touch the handlebars. Once you've put the head and the arms on, then you've got like a gun holster there. You've got to glue that on. So make sure you line it up with the straps. Use the picture on the box as a guide. And then you've got the full holster with a secondary pistol. And again, just glue that on to the leg, making sure the straps align with it. But that's Alice all done. So I'm just going to pause this a sec and put Alice on the bike. Right, so I've put my Alice figure on the bike now. I've still left the kickstand on, but if I turn this round very gently, because it doesn't take much for the hand to slip off the handlebar. Now, a foot doesn't sit on the pedal as much as I'd hoped. But the only trouble is I have to do it in this position, because if I put a foot on the pedal, her hand won't even entertain to go onto the handlebar. So you might have to twist the arm a bit more or something and get it in the right position. But I think she looks really good on the bike. Not bad at all. So that's her done. Right, so I've also put all my zombie figures together. So, again, do the 2 legs first. Glue the 2 legs together. Then the torso and lined it up. The arms and the head. So that's my female police officer. She's got a little bit of a utility pouch there with what looks maybe either an ammo, a clip holes, bag, or maybe a pepper spray. So she stands up like that. Stand up. They do stand up. There you go. There's the one. Then you've got a guy with some jeans and shirt on. So again, 2 halves of the legs, torso, head, arms. Look at the guy, look at the picture as well to get the arms, because that's that guy there. And also, if you look on the back, it'll tell you the arm positions, so you can get them on. So that's that. So that's him. When I glued them together, some little gaps showed through, so I've had to put some filler on, much like on Alice. So there's that figure. Let's see if he stands up. Yes, he does. Then you've got what looks like a construction worker or a warehouse operative, much like myself. He's got like a boiler suit on. So I've done a bit of filling on that. And arms, legs, torso. Sorry, legs first, then the torso, then the arms and the head. I'm not sure if he's the guy that's going to have the Las Plagas mouth in his face, because he's got his mouth, so he might be the Las Plagas guy. So let's stand him up. I want to stand up. That's it. It's a nice one. And then you've got a crawling zombie, a female zombie. She looks like, I mean, on the picture, she's got like a red outfit on. But she either looks like a shop worker or maybe someone that works in a lab, like a nurse or a laboratory, because she looks like she's got a lab coat on. So again, legs together, torso, the arms, get them in the right position. Now she's got a ponytail. And on the back there, thing my autofocus, you've got a secondary piece that goes onto the back of her head, but there's a bit of a gap because it rests on, there's like a curvature on the underneath of the hairpiece, and it perfectly moulds to the back. But there was a bit of a gap there, so I've had to complete a ponytail where she would like put an elastic band or a hair tie on it, and I've just filled that in. And then she's a crawling zombie like that. So there's all me zombie figures now. I've just got to wait for the filler to dry, and then I can get all these figures primed. But it looks really, really good, not bad at all.